Well, alright. Welcome to the Daily Dialogue. I know. What am I doing on CNN? What am I doing on this garbage fake news website? Well, I'm looking at the Democratic Socialist Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. She just won an election in New York, and she's part of this new wave of what they call democratic socialism, which is a terrible, terrible idea, and it should frighten you that she won. It really should frighten you, because we're gonna look at what she believes in, what she calls her issues, and what they want. They like to play off of the fear and your hopes of a better world, in a fantasy world, a world that's not realistic. At least not yet. We're not there yet. I'm not saying the way things need to be have to be that way forever. But they want you to pay out of your pocket a lot of money. They want you to just basically live on this bare minimum lifestyle. And I'll explain it to you in her issues. We're just going to go briefly over them. If you want to go look at them, I don't advise it, but go on her website. I'm already giving her too much I'm not giving her any press. No one watches this anyways. But you get what I'm saying. I just feel bad even endorsing her. Not endorsing her, but, showing her off like this. So this is her website. It's pretty savvy because she's a young 28-year-old. So she knows a lot about this. But this is what she's for. Medicare for all. Gonna cost me money. Gun control and an assault weapons ban. So you're trying to take my rights. You're trying to take my money. Solidarity with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, they either need to join us or we just need to get rid of them, in a sense of just, we just need to just solidarity with Puerto Rico. I don't care about Puerto Rico unless they care about American values. I don't think we should be spending money towards them unless they want to join us. And let's just make them a state if that's going to be the case. If they don't want to become a state, then go on your own. Higher education for all, that sounds wonderful, but guess what? It's going to cost you money. You're going to be taking money from me. Support seniors, I'm all for that as long as it's not going to cost me money. Housing as a human right, sounds awesome, but guess what? It's going to cost me money. Criminal justice reform, and private prisons. Guess what? I agree with not having private prisons, but you know what I don't agree with? Having government prisons. That's going to cost me money, because who's going to run those prisons? How are they going to run? They run off of money, and who's going to give you that money? Oh, that's right, the American citizens. So she just runs off of everything she wants. Is going to taxes, more taxes than ever. Mobilizing against climate change. I'm all for that. Clean energy, go ahead. But to what extent? I don't think we should be, if we can be clean, let's be clean. That's just where I stand. We always should try and be as clean as possible. Women's rights, all for it. It's a human right. But again, there has been wavering definitions of women's rights. And I don't think my idea of women's rights go with hers. Women's rights, women should be able to, women are just like men. There are biological differences, but they're just like men. They can do plenty of things that men can do, as just like there's things that men can do that women can't, as women can't do things that men can do. We're the yin and the yang. We need each other. Just like that James Brown song. I don't know. You know the James Brown song. I forgot it. I can't think about it right now. It's too late at night. Alright, so we're moving on to the next one. Curb Wall Street gambling. Restore Glass-Steagall. I don't even care about that right now. A federal jobs guarantee. Oh, so you're going to guarantee everyone a government job. How is that going to work? And who's going to pay for it? Oh, that's right, we are, because government jobs are, when you get your paycheck, it's by tax dollars. So you literally are paying to have a job. I'm sorry, but if I don't have a job, I'd rather just not pay for one. You understand? I don't want to pay to have a job. I have a job so I can pay for other things, but not to have a job. Come on. Come on. Immigration justice, abolish ICE. So, American citizens are going to be paying for Medicare for all, higher education for all. We're going to be paying for Puerto Rico, too, if you actually think about it, for whatever they need. And they're not even a state. Housing we're paying for housing, we're paying for Medicare, we're paying for education, we're paying for jobs, we're paying for prisons. All American citizens are going to be paying for these things. Yet she wants to abolish borders so that way people can just come into this country without being documented. And you think they're going to pay? You think they're going to pay for all these nice things? You think illegal immigrants are going to pay for Medicare? You think they're going to pay for higher education? You think they're going to pay for housing? You think they're going to pay for jobs? How can they pay if they're not documented? How? And that's why we already have a process into which we accept people, but that process only goes so fast because there's so many people who want to get in here. And by you thinking that ICE is this Nazis that just go in and they take out people, well, guess what? Half of ICE is Spanish. So Spanish people are racist against Spanish people. Tell me how that works, please. On to the next thing. Clean campaign finance. I'm all for that. But to what extent? Is it gonna be funded by some government process that again we're paying for? And then support LGBTQIA+. I didn't even know there was an I and an A and a plus. I had no clue, and now I know. But support for them? Sure, they should be able to get married, but like what else? I'm not trying to pay for them to get their transition surgeries. They need to do that on their own. I'm not trying to pay for that. I don't care if they're a soldier. That's going to cost money. We're already trillions of dollars in debt, and all this thing this woman runs for is just going to add to the bill. And you know, this is what I meant by the beginning of the video where I said maybe we could have these things in the future. Maybe. But first we need to get rid of our debt. We need to pay off some bills. We can't just go and grab the credit card that's already that's maxed out, and then just go buy a bunch of stuff. It doesn't work like that. And then when we do cut the bill, we need to look at this, and we need to wisely choose. What should we have? You know, I think out of everything on here, the first thing we should have once we eliminate our debt, higher education is the first thing, because having a educated youth is a snowballing effect, because it just keeps going. The more smarter and smarter people just keep coming, and that's how you get the world, the world a better place. But we can't have all of these things at once, and we may never be able to have all of these things at once, because it may not just be financially possible. But stop with this. Stop. This is ridiculous. I'm getting myself worked up. You know, so that's like the breakdown of what she has going on. If you guys are really interested in it, just to get some information and to educate yourself on the enemy, go check her out. But this is the problem. It's just going to cost you a bunch of money, and that's what we don't need right now. It all sounds great, but it's not realistic. Thank you for watching. Well, thank you. I just messed it up. Bye-bye. This was the Daily Dialogue.